strength, tensile strength, build time, and surface roughness. Okay. Now, if we talk about the effectiveness of this, so this is how the with the basic, I mean, the topology can be changed. And for every single topology, for example, 631 for tensile strength, coefficient of correlation is 0.912. For 651, it is 0.90. For 661, it is 0.998. And for 610, it is 0.921. That means 661 is giving me much better results compared to other different topologies. Okay. But now, compared to this one, then I need to select the root mean square error or mean square error also. So need to check this one also. For example, even if I am getting better coefficient of correlation on this side, whether I am getting RMSE, root mean square on lower side or not, that is a big question which somebody need to answer. Okay, so I will explain this table in a later stage. This is what is the information which I would like to share with you, that in the research paper you can present a table like this. It may be even much better than this. I will show you if it is with my other paper. Whether we have used it or not. No, it is with response surface methodology model. Uh, not with not by using ANM, so it's not there. Let me have one. I mean, okay. Once we have a demonstration on MATLAB, I will show you how to deal with this one. No issue. So our inputs are 8 sensor data. That means 8 input are there. So on a lower side, if I would like to start with say for 8 to 9, 8 to 9, 1, because we are taking one single output in this case. So the inputs, if you can see the structure of a network which is being created in MATLAB is 8 input, 9 neurons, and 1 output. So topology in this case will be 8, 9, and 1. Okay. So this way it is possible for anybody to set the topology of a neural network. Go for next, and network is creating. If you can see this green thing. So now network is created. This topology is established. And now we can train the neural network. Training neural network stands for, now we can generate the synapses, random numbers, calculation could be done, and accordingly, the data can be processed, and then we'll calculate MSE and R. So on this side, if you can see, mean square error and R for training sample, for validation sample, as well as for testing sample. On this side, from the drop-down menu, there are 3 different algorithms: Bayesian regularization, Leeuwenberg-Marquardt, and scale conjugate gradient. So obviously, again, this must be the trial and error, that which algorithm can give you better results. Nobody knows about it. Altogether, if you are really looking forward for the very serious ANN problem solving process, it may be extremely complicated. How it may be extremely complicated? Let me show you from this console. If somebody is planning the actual experimentation, how many permutation and combination somebody could have? The best example for this is this way. So I may put it this side. Okay. So first thing is topology. You can put a topology over here. Now with the topology, then you can have a transfer function. Now transfer function at input layer, sorry, I mean to say hidden layer and output layer. So this is a permutation and combination of transfer function somebody could have. Then training algorithm. or optimization algorithm. So there may be a separate tab for training or optimization algorithm, then R, then RMSE, root mean square error, or MSE. This way you can consider. So let's talk about, even for, in our case, you're talking about one simple topology of say 9, 9, 1. If I have started with this one, okay, single topology. For this single topology, log sig is one option. Tansig is another option. Tansig, logsig is another option. Logsig, tansig is another option. That means permutation and combination of transfer function between sigmoidal and hyperbolic tangential function is 4 for single topology. That means 1 into 4 combinations are there. Okay. So this is for a single topology I'm talking about. And then when it goes to the optimization algorithm, there are 12 different optimization algorithms. So this may be for one single algorithm. If you are using, say, train LM, Liebenberg-Marquardt. So this is for one single algorithm. So practically for 12, for one single topology, it must be multiplied by 12. So altogether for single topology, there will be 48 neural network models. I'm talking about exhaustive analysis, especially for PhD research. Now, how many number of neurons are permittable in neural network? There is no as such specific thumb rule available. Few researchers in few books used to talk about that it should be not more than 2n plus 1 number of hidden neurons in a neural network, wherein n is called as number of input variable. So practically, if I have a 9 input variable, that means 18 plus 1, 19 neurons could be there, right? You're solving for one single output right now. If you have 5 output, just imagine the type of work. Why we need time frame to train neural network for solving the research problem? This is because of that. Because of this, because it has to be exhaustive analysis. So just imagine next is 9, 10, 1, because you don't know which topology can give you better results. 9, 10, 1, 48 models. So if we have such 10 permutation and combination, so what we usually do, 48 multiplied by 10. So how many number of neural network model you are going to train? It will be 480 models. And out of those 480 models, then somebody can take a decision, especially for a research paper, that a model which will give you best R and minimum MSE is the best permutation and combination. Then maybe, sorry, best permutation and combination associated with this. This is how the actual shit somebody can plan if you're really serious about training neural network. So people used to talk about it is very simple, maybe time frame is very less, but then while solving it rigorously and thoroughly, need a significant amount of time frame as well as a cost. Now to put it in a very simple way, let me show you how we used to present it. So this is actually related to one of the civil project. My work only. So what we have done is, on the lower side, I have given Marquardt, hidden layer, log sig, tansig, R and mean square error. Okay. Then gradient descent, these many number of algorithms which I have used. But this is for one single topology, 1951. Then for 1910 same output, then 1921. So these are the three things which we have created. So just imagine the permutation and combination which somebody could have. I hope it is visible clearly on the screen.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So these many permutation and combination somebody can have. For Liebenberg-Marquardt, for one single topology, you can use these many algorithms. For another, because every time once you train it, you will find that there is some specific difference. Which combination will give you better results? Nobody knows. Practically, depending upon the type of problem, it may vary. Depending upon the type of input, it may vary. But this is how then the outputs maybe practically, if you really would like to create it on a very, this is from the PhD thesis. So if you really wish to put it on a very serious note, this is the way with which you can create. And complexity of a neural network may be up to this level. So this is the problem with 19 variable, 20 hidden nodes, and one output. So your neural network will look like this. Just imagine the complexity for the sake of calculation. The synapses which is required, the calculation which is required, and mathematical model to be created. But to be very frank, we usually don't create a mathematical model upfront, because it is not required. It is always in black box nature. But I have created it in this thesis also for the sake of this is a sample one. Otherwise, it may need one mathematical model may need more than 250 pages to write. This is how I wrote it. So if you can see, this is a ANN model for one single input, but just a glimpse of this. Now in this case, e to the power x minus e to the power minus x divided by e to the power x plus e to the power minus x. So this is actually a hyperbolic tangential function. And then input synapses multiplied by input. Synapses multiplied by input. So this way layer wise, the mathematical model may be look like this. So it may be more exhaustive than this. So somebody is interested in writing it. It's a very rigorous process to write it, but then you can write it. That is quite possible. Okay, so forget about it. Just the glimpses which I would like to show. So let's try it with Liebenberg Marquardt. Okay, so what I can do is let me train it. So training is going on, and training is done. After training, from this particular console, obviously in the background, this everything already happened. Huh? All this calculation, synapses multiplied, because without this in the background, this is the black box nature which I tried to reveal as far as neural network is concerned. Otherwise, even in MATLAB or SPSS or anywhere, this all calculation software need to do. Without this calculation, you cannot fetch results out of it. Okay. So now we'll check MSE 2.21, 5.51, 3.96, R 0.97, 0.93, 0.97. It looks okay, not a problem. Does it mean that this is the final solution? I cannot fetch better result than this. Sometimes ANN is not very perfect because based on the randomness or random number. So every time you are changing it, synapses will get altered. And moment synapses will get altered, it is quite difficult for anybody to maybe predict that in which direction it will go. So if I'm not happy with this, because it should not be, because altogether for R, the final limit which I have is 100%. R will be 100%. And for MSE, performance function, it should be 0. So let me retrain it again. It will change. So it improve a bit, 0.9765, 0.9527, 0.970. And a similar improvement in MSE also. Let me retrain it again. Okay, slight change in this. Let me retrain it again. Again, this is changing. Error is on a higher side. Let me retrain it again. Now this reduced down, this increase, this increase. But on this side, 0.979, 0.963, 0.95. So iteratively, or maybe with a specific time frame, you can retrain this neural network. Now the question is, how many times I need to retrain it? Obviously, if you're solving a serious research problem, you need to retrain it unless and until your neural network get overtrained. Because I am not, or the researchers who is working on the MATLAB is not rigorously doing any calculation. Everything is done by the MATLAB software. So what I need to do is I need to just press this button, that's it. So this much pain I need to take to retrain the neural network. It doesn't mean that you can train it multiple times and forcefully train neural network to that level. So you can retrain neural network unless and until you get the best result, or you can retrain neural network unless and until this neural network get overtrained. The specific meaning of overtraining of a neural network is if you're training MSC on this side, training MSC, please mute your mic. There are disturbances. Somebody have. If training MSC and testing MSC, there is a drastic difference, drastic variation. That means optimization algorithm have already lost its path and it is going in wrong direction. You're forcefully training the neural network. This is one indication. Or another indication is coefficient of correlation during training and testing. Again, there is a drastic difference. For example, training is 0.97 and testing is 0.2. This usually doesn't happen. If this is if this sort of digits may appear, it indicates that neural network is overtrained and you cannot predict your output based on that overtrained neural network. So for example, I'm okay with this result that MSC is okay, R is also okay. Then we would like to talk about the specific interpretation. Let me go to this one. On this console, the GUI will ask you about whether you would like to retrain it again. We already trained it multiple times. You would like to adjust the network size. Network size stands for the number of neurons which somebody can have. Okay. Or if your data set is not compatible enough, small data set is there, statistically invalid data set, you can import large data set. You're not going for this. So if you're not going for that, go for the next tab. On this particular console, you can have a Simulink diagram, but generally we don't put a Simulink diagram over here. Neural network diagram, MATLAB matrix only function and MATLAB function available with you for the deployment. We don't need it right now. Go for next. Now, we are okay with this, that what we need is the neural network is trained, everything is done. We need to check the effectiveness of this. Whatever we have done, as I already told you that there are two different way to deal with this particular process. One is either by command line. Command line means you can have a MATLAB code and train the neural network, or by using GUI. So suppose even by using GUI for the thesis or for report writing, I need the MATLAB code. So on this console, you can get it. Just click onto the advanced script and your MATLAB code is ready over here. Otherwise, you need to write this code and train the neural network. This code you can save and then run. If you run it, you will find the best result. Sorry, the same result. Okay. So if you can see, read this particular code. X, our input is X, our output was Y. The next is the training function which we have used is train LM, Levenberg Marquardt algorithm which we have used. We have created neural network with 9 nodes. Okay. Then these are some for training. Fitnet is a to generation for starting the corresponding training of a neural network. Then remove constant rows, map min max. So it is basically pre-processing data. This is a stage wherein pre-processing can be performed. In next section, it is actually division of a data. So we already had a clear-cut division of a 70%, 15%, and 15%. So this is a clear-cut division of a data. The next is the performance function. So performance function which we have used is MSE. As I rightly said multiple times that our performance function is actually mean square error. Okay. The next is plotting details. So we can have a different plots associated with the neural network. Okay. So performance function plotting. Just a moment, please. Sorry for the small disturbance. So the performance function will be MSC over here. Then other details related to validation of target, performance, and its training, etc., etc. So this way we can have a complete MATLAB code. We can save it, okay, and use it further. Whatever the name you would like to provide, and then you can use that particular MATLAB code. That is quite possible. So once we have this MATLAB code, then before finishing, this is the finish tab, we'd like to save the results related to output, because we need a prediction of output. Otherwise, the mathematical model which is depicting over here, you need to solve it by using, you need to sit for months, get all synapses, get this complete calculation, which is extremely tedious and complicated, and then need to calculate the final output. Or MATLAB can calculate for you. So to deal with that one, it is always better to save results. So this is a tab for saving results. So let me put it, save results. So obviously results will save in workspace, okay? And then finish it. Moment to finish, now training is done. I mean to say, neural network overall terminology is done. Now I would like to interpret the results of neural network, okay? So this is a tab, which is a result tab for the neural network, which will ultimately tell you the details about 891 is our actual topology. Number of epochs, that means number of iterations, which is it already did. So number of epochs or iterations for the neural network. Then the performance function. So performance function over here must be the mean square error, right? The next is the gradient. This I will explain. And then the validation check. This is also I would like to explain. So what we can do is we quickly go for the performance. Just a moment, it is getting populated. So this is the performance graph related to the neural network which we have trained. Okay. And the best validation performance, in this case, we are getting 4.5437. So this is the mean square error, MSE, related to this iteration with topology 991. Now on this side, this is a performance of a algorithm also actually, that because how algorithm usually work, you used to strike with the first iteration and progressively need to proceed further with the overall MSC or error need to be reduced down, because algorithm need to alter the synapses in such a way that error should be minimum. So that's why you can see the continuous drop down on this direction. So there are three different terminologies associated with that: training, validation, and testing. So blue line is for the training, green line is for the validation, and red line is for the testing. And this is the point where algorithm is terminated. Okay, this is the best possible result. So at 16 epoch, it gets terminated. On the contrary, if you can see, it goes up to overall 22 epochs or 22 iterations. So from 16 to 22, 6 iterations are basically for the validation check. Okay, validation check stands for just hold on, please. I will. In a normal working scenario, what usually happen is, suppose I have started from this particular console and this error get dropped from this, from this, from this, it is continuously dropping. Sometimes it may happen that instead of going through this particular train, the optimization algorithm have a different path. It is going in upward direction. Error is increasing. It doesn't mean that I need to terminate the algorithm at this point. Okay. With a single iteration, it may not be possible. So next time it may be possible that it can reduce down further. So to deal with this particular process, there has to be a typical stopping criteria. And that stopping criteria is validation check. By default, validation checks are 6 in neural network or even in MATLAB. So what is the meaning of this? One iteration, second iteration, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. If continuously 6 with 6 iteration, error is not improving. That means it is increasing. That means before 6 iteration, it will get terminated. So this algorithm will get terminated at this point, and this must be called as optimum value. This must be the final MSC value. The same depiction is over here. Sorry. The same depiction over here. MSC is continuously dropping on this side. Okay. And at 16 epoch, it gets terminated because after this, there may be a specific increase in error. So I will show you with the different diagram. So this is your main performance diagram, which will show you the MSE, mean square error. If you would like to use this, what you can do is go to edit, just copy this figure. And if you are interested in using it for, say, research paper or research purpose, just paste it. You can use it. So this is how we can use this particular diagram. So if you'd like to, edit it, to change, to provide some legends on anything, I hope you're aware about, you have already done with the data plotting tool. So you can call that in data plotting tool and you can use that one also. So this is how we can use it. Or if we can go ahead with this, then if you are interested in going for some other details, so just go to figure properties. Okay, so there are different aspects associated with the figure properties, and then you can use it. I hope you have already done it. The plotting related details, color map, the printing and exporting, etc., etc. There are different things, x-axis, y-axis, annotations, everything you can change associated with this. Okay, so either you can go for the plot development tools, or let me show you if I have it. Okay, so by using this edit and figure properties, you can explore the details and you can change it. Okay, that is quite possible. Now we'll go to the next tab, training state. So we had a discussion recently about the validation check and details. So this is how algorithm usually work. That if you talk about the validation check, error 1, 2, 3, 4, 2 times it increase, but then again it reduced down. Again one time increase, again reduce down. Again one increase, reduce down. Again two increase, reduce down. But from this point, after 16 epoch, it has continuous 6 increase. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 and 6. So that's why these are called as 6 validation check before termination of a optimization algorithm. So this way, optimization algorithm gets terminated at 16 epochs. Okay, and at this point, it fetches the best possible results. So even for this diagram, if somebody would like to use it, you can edit, copy this figure and use it. Okay, you would like to insert anything, X label, Y label, anything, legends or anything, you can. Suppose I'm putting up legends over here, you can put the data, any legend. Double click in this and you can name it, anything, whatever you want. Oh, sorry. That's it. Depending upon this, so you can edit this entire graph and use it for research paper as well as for the research thesis. Next important thing is the error histogram. This is an extremely important indication. Please try to understand this in a proper way. For effective mathematical modeling, if you'd like to check the effectiveness of a mathematical model, your errors or residuals should be normally distributed. Now, what is the meaning of normal distribution? It must be once you feed a probability distribution function in this entire graph, okay, so it will give you almost bell-shaped curve. Now to check whether it is normally distributed or not, we will check it on this side. 6.34 on plus 3 sigma limit and minus 6.34 on minus 3 sigma limit. That means it is almost evenly distributed or dispersed along the mean line. And if you feed a curve, it will be almost a bell-shaped curve. So this is one of the indication that neural network model is fitted in a proper way. Because if this is not fitting and if there are kurtosis and or maybe skewness in this particular graph, that means it is an indication that neural network is not fitted in a proper way. So this is extremely important. Let me repeat it again. The error distribution or residual distribution after mathematical modeling should be normally distributed. The reason behind that is, if it is normally distributed, that means you don't have outliers. You don't have any unwanted readings or results in the result. I mean to say, in the result section. That is a clear-cut indication of that. So that's why this must be normally distributed. Is it okay up till now? Is there any question in any graph?
Sir, normally, normal distribution curve is based on 3 sigma concept. Is this about 6 sigma?
No, practically, if you are mapping it, if you are putting it this way, so it must be plus 3 sigma limit and minus 3 sigma limit on this side, no? So it will be between plus 3 sigma limit and minus 3 sigma limit.
Okay.
There is a dispersion of a data based on the specific standard deviation and variance. So if you can see, it is dispersed among the two different values, 6.34 and minus 6.34. So if you can fit a curve in this, you will get almost a normally distributed curve, normal distribution, bell-shaped curve. Have I answered your question, sir?
Yes, sir. Sir, here one indicates the sigma value, no? Standard deviation.
Yes, yes, yes. Which one?
Here, one in here, yes,
This one 1.6?
Yes, one.
No, 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 no.
Yes,
It is
1.6.
basically the errors or this. I mean the error values.
Not sigma value.
No, no, it's not a sigma value. It's the error value.
Okay.
The error value is dispersed between 6.34 to minus 6.34. For example, suppose it is not. There are disturbances. Few participants have put on mic. I don't know. So 6.34 on this side, and suppose on this side 24 point something. That means you cannot get a normally distributed curve. That is the indication of skewness and kurtosis. That means abnormality is there. That means it is not acceptable. Even the neural network model is not acceptable. So that's why this is a pretext condition, or maybe called as a preamble, before accepting a neural network, that error distribution should be normally distributed. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Next is the regression, R value. So if you can see the depiction here, then training, validation, and testing sample and overall R. Okay. So sometimes in research paper, you can provide all these three also, and then overall R. So training 0.976, testing, validation 0.956, and testing 0.942. Closely associated, that means neural network is not overtrained. Overall R is 0.969, which is pretty okay, not a problem. It is very much acceptable on a very, practically it is on a higher side. So this figure ultimately give you the R, which we usually provide in table, no? Even this one. So if I talk about the R, obviously this is not related to this data, related to our PhD thesis. So in this, we usually provide the summary of a new ANN models, wherein coefficient of correlation and coefficient of determination we used to provide. R square is coefficient of determination, sum of square error and root mean square error, as well as relative error. So there are different contexts associated with this sum of square error as well as relative error. Relative error is again indication of overtraining of a neural network, training and prediction. If there is a huge difference between training and prediction, relative error, that means neural network is overtrained. And this is the indication, or this graph you can plot between actual value and predicted value to check the associativity. If R is on a higher side, if it is 0.96, that means between these two lines, there will be a very small, it will superimpose on each other. If there is a difference, 0.5, then you will find different lines. So this is again, usually in research paper or during research thesis, we used to provide this information. Okay. So we are okay with R also. So with this particular topology, error is 4 point something RMSE, and then R is 0.96. But then the question is this the final result? Can I stop training neural network over here? Is this the final result? Shall we stop over here? No need to train it further. Do we have a chance of improvement in terms of error or as well as R, coefficient of correlation, or no? Anybody please? Any participant? Obviously, after going through the details of a neural network, I've explained everything. So my question is this R will be final 0.96 is must be final one? And MSc which we have faced 4.56 something is the final one. Can I produce results maybe in research paper or PhD thesis based on this only? Or is there any option, any other option?
I hope we have to retrain again so that this R values it reaches to 1.
Obviously, the final, to be very frank, while training it, why I'm asking it repeatedly, it's your final target should be 1, no? And your target in terms of MSc, it has to be 0. Because final MSc or the final, it could be improved, obviously. Mr. Anand, you're correct. So how you can improve it? Question is how we can improve it. What are the different way to improve this particular network now? From any participant, please. How we can improve this?
We can test the result, sir. This
Sorry?
result, and then we can test this result,
Huh?
and then after we can go for the improvement further.
No, test these results in what sense? I'm sorry, sir, I'm not getting it. Testing results where? Testing results where, sir?
Sir, for output, we can test this for optimization, more optimization.
No. There is no other more optimization on this side. We already have a prediction. So if you can go to your workspace, let me go to the workspace in MATLAB. Now see, this output, predicted output is already printed on this side. See, this prediction against your input. Oh, sorry, in your actual, against your actual value. So this is already done. There is no other optimization. Even if you talk about the error, error is also there. MATLAB already calculated the error associated with this. My question is, if I really wish to improve this further, how I can go ahead? What are the ways to deal with this? We have covered everything, every single facet associated with this. I told you each and every single aspect. That if you would like to improve, in which way you can improve? What are the dynamic terminologies associated for improving the overall neural network? Which side? We had this discussion, no? Sorry, we had a discussion about if I really wish to improve upon on this, the dynamic factors which are associated with this are the transfer function at input layer, sorry, at hidden layer and output layer. By default, transfer function which we have used in GUI in MATLAB is logsig. Okay, sig model function. We don't have use a combination of tan sig. We don't have use. It could be improve, modify the parameters, transfer function. Correct. We can change the transfer function. We can change the topology. We can change the optimization algorithm. These are 3 different domains which we can change to improve it further. Though it is okay within a specified acceptable range. So let me repeat one small thing over here. Just check it. Let me try with different topology, the same process X, Y, matrix 1, then I have changed it. This is okay. Now instead of going through 991, if I'm going to change it to say 9151, let's create the neural network. Let me retrain it again. So I'm trying with multiple permutation and combinations. So suppose this is the final result which I'm getting after changing the topologies. And next, then finish it. So let me check the regression now. 0.8, 0.9823. Improve a bit.
Yes, sir.
The last was 0.96 something. Now this is 0.9823. So let's check the MSC. MSC also improved. Last time it was 4 point something. Right? Now it improved to 3.11. Correct? That
Yes,
means that means improvement is possible. So this is what is the reason that when researchers usually work on the problems like neural networks, especially teachers, educators. So it has to be a rigorous thought process behind this. It has to be a proper, planning to train the neural network with different, all possible permutation as well as combinations. Now let's go ahead again with some different aspect. Let me try. So what I can do is, let me go back to NF tool. Again, X input, Y, matrix rows, next. Now, the maximum limit is 19. So let me go ahead with this. Let me train this. Okay. So performance is further improved to 2.3001, 3007 from 3.1 to 2.3. So what I have done is I have just changed topology. I have not changed transfer function or the optimization algorithm. Still with a simple topology change, these many changes are there. So if I go for then regression, we'll check on the regression front. A marginal improvement. Last time it was also 0.98 something. This time also is 0.98. But there is a drastic change in re-MSE. That means even for this particular problem with Liebenberg-Marquardt algorithm and with 3-4 different topologies and with sigmoidal function as a transfer function, it is possible for us to have a best possible results. So can we conclude it in this particular problem that 919.1 with sigmoidal transfer function and Liebenberg-Marquardt is providing me better results? Is it so?
Yes, sir, with less iterations.
With less iterations, correct. So what I would like to convey is, while solving it, if somebody is really serious about solving the neural network, it is a time consuming process. You need to sit with it, okay, and then accordingly solve it. Because arbitrarily or maybe with 1 or 2 iterations, sometimes maybe for the paper or something, uh, we always in a hurry and used to solve it in a hurry. So what I can do now is, let me change the algorithm, check if it is possible for us to with the same topology. Now instead of Liebenberg-Marquardt, let me go with scale conjugate gradient. So it doesn't appear that it is providing me better results. Let me finish it and then we'll talk about the performance. So it is 3.798 with 910.1 topology. Regression, it is 0.96, the old one only. Okay. Now, maybe now fast version I'm doing it, but this is just how otherwise researchers usually need to work. Let me try with same one with fire topology, scale conjugate gradient. Here you can simulate this also. See, so it is improving iteration by iteration. Is it visible on the screen? The movement is visible.
Yes, sir. It's visible.
See, it is iteration by iteration, it is improving. So, if it is done, then if I'm not happy with this, okay. So, suppose this is the final result based on this. Obviously, it cannot be this way. Need more time. So, we go for performance. Here it is 5.254. That means it is not fetching good results. Regression, it is 0.94 reduced down. That means Liebenberg-Marquardt is the algorithm which is providing me better results compared to the scale conjugate rate,
Scale.
right? Now, so this is the helpful scenario if you are writing a paper, research paper, okay? Because this will help you to generate that particular table. Sorry. Just a moment, please. Yeah, this type of table for the research paper. So this could be by using that permutation and combination. Okay. Now, up till now we are talking about the single output. Okay. On the contrary, if you can go ahead, this is just a simple once. This is with a single output because we have a single output problem over here. What I can do is now I need to change it to say multiple output 1, 2, and 3. And then we'll check the specific effectiveness associated with that. Okay. So what I can do is right now. We'll generate new variable x for the next problem. It's a problem of 3D printing. So let me have this. Paste it is created. Y. Now in this Y, I'm going to take all three output. So we'd like to read a neural network simultaneously for all three output. Okay. So NF tool. Now I can do it in a faster mode. So X input, Y, matrix rows, send next. This is okay. So how many inputs we have? 3 to 6. So let me set a topology of say 6, 7, 1. network is being created. So train. Already getting into very good results. Okay, going for next, and finish it. So in this case now, performance is pretty good, 0.0269. Okay, error is on a very lower side. Let me check the error histogram. This is okay with a little bit of problem on this side. This is example wherein you can check it. So it is 0.07 and minus 1.18. So that's actually between sorry, 0.72 and 0.72. Then it may be a normal distribution curve. That means during experimentation, there are few outliers which are available. But it is okay that R and overall MS is on a lower side. But still, if you can fit a curve, it will not go for kurtosis or the skewness. It will not drive away. It will start from this console, but it will fit curve like this. So this is also okay. Not perfectly okay, but it is okay. Regression is best possible regression, 0.999, almost 1. So that's why we have acceptance of paper in this also. Most important thing is, in this case, just a moment. If I go to MATLAB, now in output, I have all three outputs. So it is a simultaneous prediction by using the specific combination with all three outputs. Okay. So this is the scenario for, to use NF tool. There are different permutation and combination with which somebody can use NF tool and proceed further. So is there any question related to NF tool up till now? If anything, you can ask me. Anything which is missing, you need more explanation or anything. Participants, please.
Participants, if you have any queries regarding to ANN tool, you can raise. Sir, I found some, no, sorry, in chat box, it was a response to your questions, I think. Yeah, correct. It was not a question.
I don't have anything in chat box right now. Anything? No.
No.
Okay. So let's go ahead with one small demonstration on SPSS, because there is another software which I usually utilize. So is there any guideline to choose transfer function initially? No, it has to be in trial and error method only. You need to try it.
Sorry?
Anand, there is no other specific guideline. There is one question in chat box.
Yeah, sir.
Is there any guideline to choose a transfer function initially? No, obviously not. There is no specific guideline. Unfortunately, unless and until you go ahead with, because if your data set is new, raw, you're not aware about the underlying relationship, then it must be with permutation and combinations you need to go. Otherwise, it is next to impossible to understand. So let's talk about this one. This is a spectral measurement of a 264 blood sample and spectral measurement data, which must be on your screen, to predict the LDL, VLDL, and HDL from the blood sample. Now, what we need to do is we need to check whether the LDL, VLDL, and HDL. This is again a data set from US repository of the actual patient, and medical data set, so it is pretty sensitive. And would like to predict LDL, VLDL, HDL based on this many number of inputs. Okay, so if you can see, there are 21 input variable and 3 output variables. So what I can do is, now let me train this by using SPSS. We are aware about the MATLAB. Let's talk about SPSS now. So this consists with 263 data sets. So let me copy this from the Excel sheet and launch SPSS. So this is SPSS window I have visible on the screen. I can paste data in SPSS. SPSS is the IBM software, statistical package for social sciences. So what I can do is, our 22 is LDL. Sorry. This is VLDL. And this is HDL. I hope it is correct. Let me check. Yes, LDL, VLDL, and HDL. So I've set this particular information. So it is basically a problem of 21 variable from the spectral data or spectral sample of a blood sample, and to predict LDL, VLDL, and HDL. So from the data view, now I would like to train neural network by using SPSS. Okay. So what we used to do is, we go to analyze neural network, multi-layer perceptron. Let me scan the data. Scanning is pre-processing of a data. Now this window will appear over here, which will ask you dependent variable, covariates, and factors. So if it is a categorical variable, then factors, otherwise covariates. So what we can do is, let me control A. Sorry. We have 3 dependent variable, LDL, HDL, and VLDL. Let me transfer it. Simultaneously, I'm training neural network for all 3 output variables. So this is how we have set problem in SPSS. Now let me go for partition, data division as it is. Let me put it as it is. Architecture from this side, as we used to say, I already told you right at the starting of my session that different software have a different interface, advantages and disadvantages. So here I can set the custom architecture. So with hidden layer 1, number of nodes or units. So we have 21 inputs. So let me put it as 25 neurons. Now from this side, here you can choose the activation function. Okay, input layer and output layer. So suppose I will have with MATLAB by default we used to use sigmoidal. Here I can use hyperbolic tangential function. So hyperbolic tangential function at this side and output side also hyperbolic tangential function. Then training. There are 2 optimization algorithms. Here we don't have Liebenberg-Marquardt. You have gradient descent and scale conjugate gradient. Okay. So let's start with scale conjugate gradient. Output I need synapses. In case of MATLAB, you don't have synaptic weights. Synaptic weights हमें नहीं मिलते वहाँ पे. Predicted by observed chart. This one, independent variable analysis. Save results for predicted values. I don't want to export anything. No other option. Okay. So what I can do now is say okay.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Yeah, in chat box, I think that question was related to ANN. I am not aware whether you have.
Sir, is there any guideline to choose transfer function? All right, sir. Sir, how is covariates different from
Yeah,
covariates different from factors? Covariate Factors means generally when we have input variables, no, if your variable is based on Likert scale or maybe called as categorical variables, such as in terms of that questionnaire based research, hypothetical questionnaire based research, where you used to ask responses from the respondents, very good, low, high, etc. So if you have inputs in that format, then it is basically called as factors. Or otherwise, your real number based the inputs which we are using over here are basically comes under the category of covariates. Okay. I hope I have answered your question, Mr. Anand.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So sometimes maybe related to the quality research. Quality research means quality. I mean, there are different set of research, no, experimentation and other questionnaire-based research. In that case, you need to use that one. Okay. So once we train it, this neural network perceptron, it is already trained. It's processing with the diagram. This is your neural network diagram. So in case of MATLAB, we cannot get this diagram, but in SPSS, you will get the complete complex structure of a artificial neural network. So there are 21 variable, 25 nodes of neuron against 3 output, LDL, VLDL, and HDL. So this the depiction is here. Now on this side, you can see you will get sum of square errors for training and testing sample. Okay. Similarly, you will get a specific relative error. Okay, just hold on. What I need is this. These are the relative errors for LDL, VLDL, and HDL training and testing sample. So this is one of the indication that for LDL 0.238 and 0.175, it is closely associated. If these relative errors have a drastic change, then that is again an indication of overtraining of a neural network. So that is one thing which we can get from SPSS. These are the synapses, synaptic weights. Otherwise, which is usually in black box nature in MATLAB. There are other methods with which we can get it in MATLAB also. We can set synapses in MATLAB. But then SPSS is very easy to get the synapses. Okay. So for every single variable layer wise, all synaptic weights will be there for input layer, and these are for the output layers also. So if anybody is interested in creation of a mathematical model, they can get it. Now, prediction. So as I rightly said that if you would like to get a R square value directly in MATLAB, the MATLAB can directly print it. But in case of SPSS, we cannot get it. So what we need to do is we need to process this chart, double click on this, just fit a line, base fit line, and then you will get a R square. So R square in this is 0.784. You need to take a square root of this and you will get a R for this. So 0.784 is for LDL. For VLDL, it is 0.745. And for HDL, it is 0.292 on a very lower side. This is not predicted in a proper way. These are the residual charts. In case of MATLAB, we used to get the histogram and directly predict it. This is the dispersion of a data along mean line. So obviously, we need even distribution on both the line. This looks okay. This is much better than the previous one. And this is also okay. So this is the method with which we can get it. Now, problem over here is, suppose I would like to, I'm not happy with this, for example, I would like to retrain it. So again, what we need to do is, it will create a specific series of Boolean. Neural network, multi-layer perceptron, gain, training, variable partition, architecture. So the same process, everything I would like to have and retrain it again. So after retraining, we need to check whether it get improved or not. 0.774, a marginal improvement in this. 0.744, again marginal improvement in this. What about this one? 0.292. Again, marginal improvement in this. That means this permutation and combination, I don't think so it is working for us. So what I can go is, again, neural network. We'll set it from this architecture 1, and let me go for say 21. We'll use sigmoidal function now. Let me go for sigmoidal. The same scale conjugate gradient. Say okay. Now let me check if this permutation is working. 0.782. Then 0.759. This one is 0.302. A very, small marginal improvement is there. Otherwise, we don't have much improved version in this one. That means for this algorithm, it is not working in a proper way. Let me try with other one. Gradient descent function with the same sigmoidal function, same topology and everything. Fortunately, because of this software, things looks really very simple for us. We need to click it just, we'll have everything. 0.782, 0.750, and 0.279. Now, even after changing it, it is not possible for us to get the result. That means it may be possible that this particular problem may have these results only, that it may fetch up to, the results up to this level. So this is how you can process in SPSS. Fortunately, in SPSS, you are in main window. The prediction is already done. Every time you train it, you will have a predicted value. All three predicted value, which you can use for research paper or for plotting the graph. So this is how we can use the function approximation method by using SPSS also simultaneously by considering 3 output. So these are the details which I really would like to share with you people. If there are any question, anything, please let me know.
Hello, sir. I'm Anand here. Can I ask you a small question?
Yeah, please, sir.
Yeah, sir. Thank you for the nice lecture, sir. It's very informative and, sir, and sir, we have one full Excel sheet with possibly 100 rows.
Okay.
Okay, sir. And there is something called the training data set. There is something called the testing and. Sir, could you? But when we select it, we are selecting fully, no, sir. All the values we are selecting, no, sir. All the rows we are
Yes,
selecting, no, sir.
obviously.
How do we distinguish
We
between?
don't need to. If you are going to distinguish if you are going to change it, so this is training sample, testing sample, and validation sample, then that may be a biased result, no, sir. Because
Yes,
ANN
sir.
is actually work on the randomness. So that's why, if you can remember, the data division should be random. So what you need to do is, you need to leave it to data
Sir.
division randomly and let the software pick up anything. So 70% will go to training, 15% for testing, 15% for validation.
So it will check, it will choose the data,
Yes,
sir.
yes. Automatically it will choose.
Oh,
Moment you select, divide randomly, data division randomly. So if you can,
Okay, sir.
let me show you one small thing. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
I hope someone was asking.
Just hold on. Yes, one small thing which I would like to show him.
Please unmute yourself and ask. Unfortunately, I think I make that person muted.
This one, this slide. I hope it is visible on the screen.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So data division, it is divide rand, that is a random division. So this is the by default version which we usually use in MATLAB as well as in SPSS.
Okay, sir. All right.
There are other methods also, but I suggest you to go ahead with random data division only. Then only we will get the better results with neural network.
All right, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anything else? Please feel free to ask anything if you are really working on neural network or if you are interested in, say, solving problem by using neural network. And
Sir, one question.
yeah, please, sir.
Sir, after error is nearly zero,
Uh-huh.
okay, then how can we interpret that this input is valid for this process or this output?
Means,
How can
sorry, I don't.
and then after we get the nearer to zero,
Mhm.
then what input we should finalize for the output?
No.
Your output.
Usually that is a different scenario. That is the extension of your neural network. In function approximation process, what we usually do is we used to check. For example, you have done your experimentation over the year. 1 year you have, invested for that. But then you don't know whether the output is predictable by using input or not. So neural network is just a validation which will give you a predictability that yes, input and output have a specific relationship. The question which you are asking is the extension of that. The next you need to take a derivative of output with respect to input and then check which input have a more significant impact onto the output. You're asking that one only, no? To control the output.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. Thank you.
So that is basically called as sensitivity analysis. So if you can see in SPSS, variable importance analysis is there. So that is basically this one, normalized importance. So in this case, variable number 16 is more important. Next is variable number 17 for predictability or for prediction of the output. This is called as sensitivity. So after
Yes, sir,
creating
got
a
it.
model, you need to go for the sensitivity.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Anything else? Or even if you have a reservations to ask me questions right now, this is my number and this is my mail ID. Feel free to ask or drop a mail related to your research problems or anything, any requirement, any explanation, any help is required. I will be always available. Obviously, depending upon the time schedule. Right now, I have a charge of head of the department. So depending upon the time frame, I will definitely get back to you. So there are in chat box how we write the fitness function for any problem if you have supervised data are given. Sorry. Mr. Devendra, can you please tell me what type of problem or question you would like to ask? Mr. Devendra Singh, please.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Yeah, Mr. Devendra, please
Sir,
go ahead.
just I am asking that so I have intrusions data.
Uh-huh.
So there are in a database, there are number of columns inputs are given
Okay.
with outputs, right, sir?
Okay.
So how we can decide any fitness function, how we can write?
Fitness function means what? You would like to talk about, you are talking about mathematical
Yes,
model?
sir. Yes, sir. For the genetic algorithm or PSO algorithm.
No, sir. Try to understand one thing, whether you would like to use genetic algorithm or anything. If you have genetic or algorithm or PSO, you can use if you have objective function in terms of mathematical equation ready with you with the specific constraints. Do you have that thing available with you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So in that case, it has to be once you need to try genetic algorithm, then you need to try PSO.
But sir, every time they
Whichever-
are asking, they are giving function for just write the fitness function. So objective function is a fitness function.
Obviously,
Okay, sir. Right, sir.
it is a fit. So math, if you can recall I hope Sakarwade sir most probably give you the recording of previous lecture also. In genetic algorithm, I have explained this everything, sir.
Okay.
That while solving genetic algorithm, if you have objective function or fitness function, whether it is unconstrained or constrained one, By using that, you can solve it. Only thing, if it is related to your research or PhD thesis, then you need to rigorously go ahead with all permutation and combination. So I request you to please go through that particular lecture. Okay. Or otherwise, you can get back to me on this anytime. Even if you have any confusion, no, just note down my number and mail ID. You can get back to me.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, all the previous lectures are uploaded in Google Drive and link is provided to the all the participants.
Okay, that's great. That means
Provided
they can.
experts also.
Okay.
That Google Drive is continuously updating. So I request all the participants to refresh that so that you can get the latest updates that files that are uploaded there. Your lecture is also uploaded there, sir, yesterday's.
Okay,
Today's
that's great.
lecture will upload it tomorrow.
Okay, that's great. So even if still maybe I know that during STTP or during a regular process, sometimes it may be difficult for everybody to get it in a in a specific tandem. So still, if you have any questions or reservation, this is my number and mail ID. You can get back to me. Not a problem. I'm always ready to help anybody if in this particular domain. Not in this one, only optimization, mathematical modeling. There are other different domains wherein I usually work. Additive manufacturing, CNC, robotics. There are different versions. If you need any help, I will be always ready. No problem. Any other question, please? Shall we presume that that means no question is there?
I hope so, sir. The questions
Okay.
were asked by all
A
the.
small question in chat box.
It was
Okay.
I think, compliments to you, sir.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. So let me take this opportunity and let me extend my sincere gratitude and thanks to Sanjay sir for calling me and inviting me for this and providing me the opportunity to deliver the session over here. Fortunately, now it has more than 190, 192 sessions I have delivered up till now in STTPs. So it is a stereotype of things sometimes. Sometimes I also need to change the track. So thank you very much, sir, for giving me opportunity and for inviting me.
Sir, thank you from our side, our Department of Mechanical Engineering and our college, Rumta Engineering College. We are very grateful to you, sir, that you spare time with us. We were 3 sessions in our activity, in spite of having very busy schedules. I hope we will associate with you in future also. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you.